We're here on the New Zealand Gen 15-minute time frame, and there is a potential head and shoulders that is setting up. I set a limit order for it, and the reason why I've done that is because if I zoom out a little bit, what we actually have here is a high and tight flag, and I'll actually go out to 60, you can see it clearer. Okay, so here it is. So you can see we've had 3 touches on the top. We have had a 4th touch there, but we did not close above the wicks of the candles. We've also had 2 touches on the bottom, and I believe that we can come down for a 3rd touch. Now here on the hourly, what you can actually see here is the rally up. So this is the potential left shoulder, this is the head, this is the potential right shoulder. The only thing we haven't had yet is we haven't actually broken below the outside return, which is this one. However, if we do drop down to the 15-minute time frame, what we did do on the right shoulder here is we've actually double topped. If you can see this area here, we've double topped, and so what I can wait for is the market to retrace into a 618 and play what's called a 2618 trade, and then play for the breakout to the downside. If we come down to this level, that would have broken the outside return. I can then look at playing for targets at a retest of the potential head and shoulders. So for the head and shoulders, we've got a nice rally, and head and shoulders is a reversal pattern, so it's sometimes a pattern that occurs when we hit structure and we're looking at reversing. And so when you see it appear when we're having sideways movement like this in what is potentially a high and tight flag, it's very likely that we're going to see a reversal there. I mean, we've seen a reversal here, here, and we could see that reversal down to here for that 3rd touch, which is typically what we tend to see with high and tight flags. So I'm not playing for a retest of the channel, I'm playing for a retest of the structure level right here. And so all I'm waiting for then really is if the market can come up for this 2618 trade, it'll give me around 13 pips of risk for around 40 pips of reward. And we're back. I've just been filled this trade, and if I zoom in, you'll actually see that we have now been we had the double top, we came back for that 618, we've been filled. We've got a bit of a rejection now, but it doesn't mean anything. So stop is above this double top here, and what I've actually done when I've reviewed this, what I've done, I've gone to the 240 and looked at the high and tight flag, and if we're looking at this coming down for a retest of this structure level, then here on the 4 hourly, the highest close of the candles is this one, not this one. And so what I've done is I've actually moved my targets up to this level. Rather than playing for the more conservative targets, because at the end of the day we are looking for a 3rd test here, so I can play for that little bit of an extension. I do believe we can get it, but what I am going to do is when price, or if price comes down to this level here, I will then reduce the risk down or even move to break even, just in case we can't get that 3rd touch. We should, to be honest, if we come this far down, we may see a bit of a rejection though as we come into the structure level, maybe a bit of a bounce before continuing lower. But that's the trade. So currently 13 pips of risk for now 48 pips of reward. Fairly low risk trade in terms of the pips, but obviously regardless of that, we still want to have a high probability of this trade going on to win. And certainly if we get this lower low, lower close here, this breaker structure, we stand a good chance of doing that. And we're back for the final part of the video, and you can see now that price rallied up, actually rallied past our double top, and it came within 2 pips of our stop loss, wasn't stopped out, and then the market has then rallied to the downside. So that's a nice winning trade for 48 pips. What I am going to do now, if I go out to the 60-minute time frame, is I'm basically looking for a hold now on the bigger high and tight flag, and if I get a won't be this hour, but maybe the hour after, if I get a doji or a positive candle, I will be buying this up and playing for an extension on that trade. So right now, that was a lovely trade, just 13 pips of risk for 48 pips as usual. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that, and please give it a like if you liked the video.